Hello, guys, and welcome back to, I believe, episode number 10 here of the Toothless Tigers. We've just wrapped up the trade deadline and we made some moves, quite a few more than I was expecting. And the first one involves one of my all-time favourite players, Nick Castellanos, and he was having a great year. Production, well, I say great. It was a good year. He was having. He'll be having for a couple more years. I think he's going to regress. We're not really at the stage where we need him right now. We didn't have a lot of money on him, but we now are still paying him a bit of money. So we're paying 40%. Philly's paying 40%, which means Cardinals get 20. You have to pay 20% of Nick. So they are winning in this trade for sure. But we get, and we also give up Matt Manning, guy again. Just couldn't get it done for us. A guy I like in real life, but really struggled. Elysia Alfonso having a really good year in AAA. Guy never going to get into the majors, but someone who was pretty good. Matt Draper, someone I'm not that fussed about, and Sam Crawford. And we get Mason Wynn in return. Really struggled out the gate with St. Louis. So someone who, hopefully a change of scenery. He's only young, just started his career. I mean, they've got plenty of options. They've got Arenado still. They've got Miggy Rojas. They have got lots of players who can play that position, and they got depth. They're looking for. Well, they wanted Nick Castellanos, so I wasn't going to say no. And Mason Wynn slots into our major league team. He looks really good, very good defender, especially at third. We do have a plethora of infielders, for sure, but he's going to start that third, dropping Lipsius to less of an everyday player. Regressed a bit this year anyway, after his fantastic year last year. So I'm not too disappointed with that. Corky's now DHing. He's been good, or he's been better recently. Not had an overall great year so far. Also means Spencer Torkelson back in the lineup. I think that's where he's going to make him potentially turn it around, which we can only hope for. So that was one of the big deals. Probably the biggest deal, in fact. We did also get rid of Will Vest, who was in AAA, pitching all right. He was actually back down AA, and Vanmer Ramirez, and we got this guy Robinson Ventura. Kind of interesting. Could be something, might not, but the other two players I wasn't going to use. So, it's a bit of a risk there. And then we also got rid of Garrett Hill and Ronnie Chalas to pick up Pablo Mejica. Again, someone who he's 24, but could maybe turn it around to do something. And Theo Bryant, someone I'm not expecting to do anything, but it was more a case of we didn't need him and we took a flyer on a couple of those guys. We also made one big trade earlier on. We gave up Desan Brown and Jason Foley and Jesus Cruz, and Yemison Arias, all to the Cubs. And in exchange, we got 4 pitchers. We got Riley Thompson, who's going to start in Triple, Chris Clark, good reliever, Daniel Palencia, good reliever but could start, and Devi Garcia, who's going to relieve but can also start for us. So 3 solid pitchers to hopefully help see us out, or see us through a bit more of the year, and maybe some big guys we bring back. Our lineup now looks like Keith Green, Young, Nakao, Wynn, Daza, Torkelson, Dingler, Baez. Did try to get rid of Baez, but his contract's too big. He won't go. And a couple of pitchers we did look at getting rid of, but nothing really doing there. Our lineup is still unchanged. Severino, Skewell, Lopez, Mize, Dollander. And then, as those aforementioned guys are now in the bullpen. So that's where we are. All of our draftees did sign, in fact, so we are good to go there. I'm going to quickly set up the mining system like this, and we'll see where that takes us. So, AAA, Gage Whiteman's hitting really well, as usual. He's just hits. Wilmer Flores, the guy we sent down, he wasn't pitching enough, and I want him to develop a bit more. Pitched all right in the majors, nothing too amazing. And Brant Herter, again, someone wasn't getting a lot of action in the majors, so he's back down. See how he can get on. Parker Meadows, 25 home runs. not too bad. Down in double A, Drew Bowser's gone back down, although he's hitting well at triple A. Yeah, he was, so I'm going to send him right back up and disable the motion and promotion from the AI. You can see up there, Carter Matheson hitting 18 home runs. He's actually gone up again in his potential, which is nice to see. Nothing else of note there. I was looking really for any of our new draftees. So Ricky Reith was a guy we drafted because of his name. He's actually at West Michigan. That is it from single A advanced. And then now Grant Hussey's a guy we drafted. Got good power, already hit 3 home runs. Gabe Darcy's there as well. Beyond that, nothing. Jonathan Ponder is pondering. Not much beyond that. Wilmer Fenelon pitching well down there. So I was going to play a game in this one because we haven't played a game. We didn't play one last episode, so we do have Minnesota to round out July. Don't know who's actually projected to be on the hill for that one. It is Scooble. In fact, I am going to play this because I want to see Scooble just back from injury, obviously. So we're going to see Mason Wynn play. What does the rest of the team look like? I kind of want Keith to play, to be honest. Who are we facing? We're facing a righty. So I'm actually going to put Keith in instead of Lipsius. And yes, let's go with that. Scooble on the hill. We're in Detroit. We are at Comerica, so Scooble will start on the hill. And he's allowed a 2-run home run to kick this game off. Gio Urshela, second batter of the day. And he allows a third man to reach in Emmanuel Rodriguez. So now it's Buxton up 3-1 count to him. Slap the 2 Mason Wynn. He makes a play. 1 away here. See if he can settle down. Full count to Gallo. And he's walked him. So bases run on first, second. 1 away. Ball to second there. And we turn the 4-6-3 double play. So we get out of the inning, but it's not been a pretty one. We need some response, which we don't get. We get 1 hit from Riley Green, but nothing doing beyond that. So can Scooble have a better second? He can. Perfect second. Now Mason Wynn is up. 1-2 count to the new Tiger, and he strikes out looking. Simeon Woods Richardson with the second strikeout of the day is Keith. And he strikes out swinging, but it's a drop third strike, and he still gets on. Real Muto, very good defender, Gold Glover, and it's 2 away here. 1-2 count to Spencer Torkelson. Clubbers 1 to the left, but playable for the left fielder, and the play has been made. 3 up, 3 down for the Tigers. What can Scooble do in the third? He allows another run. It looks like it's a triple from Urshela, killing him. And it's 2-1 to Emmanuel Rodriguez, slaps one up the middle, and it's a single. And it's a run scored. And it's a ribby, in fact. And it's 4-0 Minnesota in the top of the third. Not the start we were hoping for. Out of Tariq Scooble, he walks Gallo again. 61 pitches. I might have to get someone up here. I might get Palencia up because I know he can start. 3-1 count to Correa. Swinging. Plays to short. We'll get the runner at second, the force out, but not able to turn 2. So now it's Vogelback. It's a lefty on lefty matchup. Daniel Vogelback swings, pops up into foul territory. Mason Wynn is there, makes play. And we get through the third, but we're now down by 4, and we've only mustered 1 hit so far. And it stays that way. Can Scooble give us 4? He's struggling for sure. Debbie Garcia up, so I left him up. Gio Urshela has already destroyed Scooble, and he will continue to do so as he slaps one into left. And it's a single. He's now a double away from the cycle. And it's bases loaded, 1 away for Emmanuel Rodriguez. He strikes out swinging on the changeup. Now Scooble probably facing his last batter of the day. 1-1 count to Buxton. Slap to third. Mason Wynn. And he retires low, steps on third, and that is the inning. That will unfortunately do Scooble for the day. Bottom of the 4th, Riley Green is on the double. Full count to Young. He slaps it to second. The play's made, but Green is now in scoring position in third, with only one away, and his Hyoji Nakao, he slaps one to right, should be deep enough to get Green. He tags up, throw from Rodriguez is there but not in time, and he's safe. And Rodriguez has actually injured himself on that, so Gallo's gone out there. Willie Castro's coming to the game. Mason Wynn is up now, 2 away, bases empty. He strikes out, swinging 6 strikeouts for Richardson now. Devi Garcia is coming in to face Gallo, Correa, and Vogelbach. He gets 2 away, but Gallo is on second now for Realmuto. 2-2 count from Garcia. Realmuto slaps one into the deep right field gap. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Gallo is going to score. Realmuto can run. He's on his way to third, and he is, I don't know, safe. Triple from Realmuto's second triple for the day. Now Kirillov is up, and he slaps on the opposite way. On the warning track, Green makes a play. They strike for 1 in the 5th, and it's 5-1 to Minnesota. Keith is now up. Simon Woods Richardson is shutting us down as he strikes out Keith. And now Torkelson is up. Full count to him, 1 away. Hits one to centre field. But it's a fly out to Buxton. 2 away, and Dylan Dinger up. 0-2 count to him. Strikes out on a checked third, check swing. Now, what can Devi Garcia do? He can get through the 6th. So 2 innings of work from him. Happy with that. Now going to get Palencia up, see what he can do. Meanwhile, Baez is up in the bottom of the 6th. Can he get anything started here? He can. Rope through Correa, bounces over his glove, and he's on first. Jonathan Dazer is up. 3-2 count to him. He walks 2 runners now on first and second with nobody. And they away, and they bring in Norwood. So we got Woods Richardson out the game finally, and now Riley Green is up 0-1 count to him. James Norwood has been excellent though in his 51 innings. Green slaps it down the left field line, and it's a base hit all the way to the wall. 1 runner's in. Riley Green is on second. Second runner holds up at third. Baez scores, does a third, and it's a run scoring double from Riley Green. 50th run of the year he's knocked in. Now Jace Young in an excellent position, but in a 1-2 count. Can he do anything? He can. He still hits at second. They go to third, home, and they get Daza, but then Young reaches. So it's basically runners in the corners now for the big Japanese lefty Hyoji Nakao. Full count to him. Hits it to right field. Caught by the right fielder. Gallo comes in quickly and holds the run at third. So now it's Mason Wynn 2-0 count to him. Paul Sewald is now in. Wynn hits it to left, picked up by the third baseman, goes a short way, Urshela to second. And in a very promising position, we only get 1. And the score is 5-2 heading into the top of the 7th. 6-2 now, as Gallo homers, and that is all they had in the top of 7th. Bottom of 7th, nothing doing. I'm going to keep Palencia in here. Gives up another home run, I believe a 2-run shot this time to Buxton, and it is now 8-2. This game is out of hand. So we go bottom of the 8th, bottom of our lineup. What can we do here? A hit, but that is it. And now I'm going to bring in Gomez just for the final, probably final inning. He gives up a run, he gives up another run. It's been not pretty for the Tigers as Minnesota win this game 10-2. Vogelbach homered, as did Correa. Simon Richardson was excellent. We've really struggled. All of our pitchers really struggled that game. Garcia was probably the best. Hitting wise, Green had a couple of doubles, went 4 for 4 on the day. We had 5 hits and 4 of them were Riley Green. Not good enough, frankly. And that really shows a lot of what this team is looking like this year. Really just disjointed. But hopefully we'll run this episode out with some positive news. Palencia has regressed a bit. Jose Diaz has regressed, although his overall has gone up. Jace Young has gone up. He's looking excellent. And in line probably for a big contract. Mason Wynn has regressed a little bit, actually, but nothing too bad. Still a very solid player. Cole Keith looking good. Ty Madden regressed, and look at the ERA really struggling down in AAA. Leo Lockhart, Carter Matheson has gone up a bit, which is nice to see. Eric Rodriguez has done well. Wilmer Fenelon, pitching very well. He's a guy who can go to AAA, in fact, and I'm going to see how he gets on there. They really struggle to. The AI never really promote young relievers, so we'll see how he gets on there. Ross Dunn doing all right. Grant Hussey's already progressed in his short time in professional baseball. Andrew Jenkins has really got a big boost as a first baseman. Brody Drost has been all right. Phil Angel has dropped to 40. He was at 1.80, I think. George Lombard's gone down. Just another day in the office for us here. Unfortunately, Max Scherzer's retiring, as is Justin Verlander. We saw that piece of news crop up. Eddie De La Cruz is a beast. Luis Castillo, Tink Hence were the pitchers. Mitch Bratt was, wow, he's been very good actually in his first 87 innings. And Termar Johnson up with the Pittsburgh Pirates now. Bang, very well, in fact. So that will leave the episode here today. We'll probably just push on to the end of the year because there's not much to look forward to, unfortunately, this year. And hopefully a bit more progression from our youngsters and a positive off-season can see us make a charge for 500 next year. But anyway, that will do us for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.